first off, I actually went to OCC and was studying photography there. And then from there, I went to Brooks Institute of Photography School, and I pursued a career in portrait photography. And I loved it. I've had my business for 8 years, and about 3 years ago, my brother could tell I was very kind of just bored with what I was doing, and he's like, you should get a drone and get footage of this real estate that I have, because he runs a commercial real estate company. So I started doing that, and it was fun. I enjoyed it, but I'm very outdoorsy, and I love to take photos outdoors. And I started taking photos with my drone and loving it so much that I started sharing these photos on social media just for fun. And I was surprised at the feedback I was getting because of it. And by sharing these photos, I was able to get business. So I work with tourism boards, hotels throughout the world. And then I also, give me one second. Let's see if this is going to work. There you go. Yeah, so once I started to grow this social media presence, I was able to leverage it and get jobs from it. And then I also teach workshops where I teach people how to drone over whales from a safe distance. And then I also do one-on-one coaching with people. So for example, tomorrow I'm jumping on a boat teaching 5 people how to drone over whales. And then after it, I'm going to show them how I edit these photos in Lightroom and Photoshop. And then I'm going to have a one-on-one coaching session with one of the attendees there. So this is actually a drone masterclass. It's a class online that I was approached by someone to offer. And what I realized, though, is that it's kind of necessary to teach in person. I wouldn't be doing photography or shooting photography if I didn't go to Brooks. It's very hands-on, or it was hands-on. It just recently closed after being open for 70 years. But it was a very hands-on experience. And me being ADD and very much a visual learner, it's that hands-on experience that I think is very necessary, especially when you're learning how to fly and be safe and to learn all those rules. So for me, that's why I appreciate what you guys do, because I think it's necessary to have that classroom experience. And I realized this after I taught this online course, how important it is to learn in person, and I'm hopefully going to be doing that in person soon with the class. So what happened for me when it comes to jobs out there with what I'm doing, I started doing real estate, which is cool, it's fun. You make pretty good money. I know you guys doing the 3D mapping, making really good money compared to like real estate. Commercial real estate, you make pretty good, decent money from it, but I realized it's a very saturated market, getting those pretty photos that people want. So I started transitioning into the art world. So I sell like high quality metal prints and whatnot of my work. So for me, I know some of you guys talked about pretty photos. I like to create those pretty photos. And from just taking an image and then bringing it into the post-processing part, I enjoyed the whole entire process. But it's honestly a learning curve, knowing how to edit photos like this. So I also work with media companies like Matador Network. They will fly me out somewhere, and I'll get unique drone footage from a certain perspective, whether it's video or photos, and then do create stories of my experience while visiting a location. So for example, last year I was in Poland, and getting footage for the tourism board there, and it's a whole creative process of trying to figure out what kind of story do you want to tell. So I know a lot of people look at Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff, and they see this glamorized perspective of it. But for me, it's a whole process from beginning to end that I really enjoy creating this compelling story that people can relate to. So for gear, some people use Altas and nice drones like that. I just like to use, I have 2 Phantom 4 Pros and a Mavic 2 Pro, which I gave names. It's good to know what gear is out there, and for me, like for example, I have a lot of people coming to me asking me questions like, what should I get? Like, what's the Part 107 process is like? And I think it's very beneficial that we have classes that teach people hands-on how to get the Part 107, but also to learn how to fly, because I'm sure whoever has Part 107, raise your hand. Yeah, it's like, there's not much you need to do to get it. You just memorize a bunch of stuff, which is why I appreciate those who are actually teaching people how to fly. Hence why I like to have one-on-one coaching sessions, because I think it's necessary that people learn how to actually fly these things versus what airspace you're in. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this is going to be beneficial for what we're talking about, but I teach people how to edit, and for me, I do these things called vertical panos, where I take a camera, a drone camera, face it down, and as I pan up, I'll take multiple images and then stitch them together in Photoshop. Another thing, I guess I can talk about this later. This is the workshop that I was talking about, where I teach people how to drone over whales. There's a need and a desire for it. I have people flying in from all over the world. I have a guy coming next weekend from Japan, a woman coming from Canada, just people that are, just want to learn how to drone, but don't have the tools. And there's a lot of people that have the money, even the kids. Like, I have a bunch of kids that want to learn how to drone, and there's a need and a want for it. Maybe it's the glamorized aspect about it, but I don't know, it's such a fun, exciting area, and I guess we'll skip all this. Do you guys have any questions for me? Panel?